Right inside. Right.
Big ass office, Jesus.
Yeah, it's you know, law firm, and it was intended for a very big project long time ago, but a lot changed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I didn't bring $1. Does a snow cone count?
There we go. Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Is he fire warm?
You what?
Is a fire warm?
Yeah. It's a really big fire for like an indoor situation.
It's I like the smell of it. You know what I mean? It's another $5,000. There it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like the smell of burning money?
I can't say I've ever been privy to the smell of burning money.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. I have.
I think there's about like $6 million scorched in that.
For what reason? Just for the smell.
It's a story for another time.
Could probably commission a hell of a candle.
Yeah. So I kind of want to, you know, once again, kind of underline, as of right now, I'm more than happy to look over the case.
Right.
Give some insight on it, you know, my perspective. I cannot guarantee taking on the case for Sunday, because Sunday I'm usually not around and it's kind of last minute. But we'll see where this kind of goes. I wanted to do a preliminary look through of this, but the problem is, and I did call Judge Ava Devereaux about it. I can't see any of this shit.
Even the unsealed stuff?
Yeah, it's completely missing.
What?
The only thing that I can see is the EMS DOA report. When I click on, give me a second. So the first thing I can click on, and then 44331, I can open that. That's the Siren Gray DOA subpoena. And then I can't click 44783. I can't click 46132. And half of these reports aren't even entered in here. So at the very baseline, I would argue that this docket filing is not even proper, and is already, what is it called? Already violating the roads violation, because it's not just whether or not you can get access to it, is that the public needs to be able to see it as well.
Well, it's even worse than that. So first of all, I've been complaining about not being able to access 2 of those pieces of evidence for days and days and days. And the prosecution finally yesterday was like, I can get it exported and shared, but still hasn't done it. And the case is literally Sunday. I am self-representing, so I haven't been able to get a lawyer. The only competent lawyer in the city at this point is Bailey Harvey. He can't take the case because he was on retainer for the deceased and doesn't feel it appropriate.
I would file a motion and say that this entire case should be. So firstly, let me ask you this. Do you give a shit when this happens?
No, I don't. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so what you should do is just infinitely delay this shit to the point that the prosecution gets pissed off and decides to drop the charges.
It's a murder of a government employee. They're not going to do that.
Oh, trust me, they've done it plenty of times in the past. I obviously it's not a guarantee, but why not? Wear them out. Wear them out. Let it get rescheduled. Let them have a tough time. Have them lose all faith and interest in this. And eventually, let's say it does go to court. They're so fucking over it, and they don't even remember what the fuck the case is about, that you just beat them the fuck up with, pretrial motions and, arguments in court. So firstly, I think you should immediately request that this entire case gets dismissed as you do not believe you have all the reports. Note that you can only see X of, you can only see, let's say, 4 of the 9 reports that are submitted. You can further say that, you've been delivered some type of reports, but you don't know if those are even the full set of reports. Further, that, and it's fine to lie about this, but word it very specifically, that you have attempted to get lawyers like myself, but I can't even evaluate the public-facing docket to understand if I can take it on. And as such, I don't know if I can represent you because of that. And so you are now facing hardships from me, and just say others. It doesn't matter if others even exist. And demand it get thrown out, and if they really need to, refile it appropriately.
Okay.
And that's not me like fucking around. Like, genuinely, I can't even tell you if I can take the case because I can't see anything other than 2 fucking dog shit reports.
Right. Well, also, so a bunch of the evidence is sealed, which a lot of that I requested to be sealed because it's like my personal subpoenas and shit.
The People's Eye? Which of these are sealed? It's from A to I?
There's 6 sealed reports. 2 of them I requested to be sealed. 1 of them they requested sealed in the original docket filing, and then they requested an additional 3 sealed when I requested 2 sealed.
Is the main report sealed?
The main report is sealed. One of the sealed reports, from the initial docket filing was requested to be sealed by the prosecution, is a psych report on me that they got from the psych department, which, to my knowledge, there was no way to access when it was created. So I think I don't know how they did that. But they got this psych report on me, and they requested it to be sealed. When the judge put the evidence on the docket, it was unsealed for a number of hours, and multiple people from the public read a meant to be sealed piece of evidence about me, detailing intimate details of my psychiatric well-being.
So the judge let it go public?
All of the information was unsealed for hours.
Motion. I mean, look, I like Crane, but, you're fighting for your life. You should motion to have him removed and replaced because you cannot trust him enough.
I think if I roll the dice, it's going to be worse than Crane.
Truthfully, I don't know what judges are even around anymore, right? So, there's a lot of things you can do here, but a lot of it kind of depends on like how you want this. Well, let's talk about the actual case as well. But I will say, you should. Do you want an attorney? I'm assuming the answer is yes.
I want an attorney. I just don't want it to be Paul fucking Hammerstein, who's dog shit. If you've never met him,
that makes sense. I genuinely do think that you should petition for this entire court case to be refiled appropriately, given the fact that it is not. Are there any reports that are meant to be public that cannot be viewed by the public?
There are 2 reports.
And those are meant for the public?
Yes, it's the 2 that you listed. So there's 4 reports that are public.
Yeah.
The first 2 are public. You were able to read them. And then 44783 and 46132 are public and unreadable even by me, let alone the public.
I would, for that reason, demand it be refiled, as you have, because of this problem that could easily be resolved through a refiling, or they could have quite literally just posted the fucking link in the comment, right? Like they have they could literally just be, here's the URL, URL 1, URL 2, right? But given the fact that they did not do that, I'm having a tough time evaluating whether I can take on the case, and as would any other attorney that came across this. And you could even say that you've talked to other attorneys and they're also having issues because they don't know what the hell the case is about, right? Because they can't see anything. And by getting it refiled, that could buy you more time, you know, to get an attorney, or alternatively, like I end up getting enough time at that point to, you know, take it on a day that works.
Well, if you're added as my lawyer from the beginning, then they have to schedule it within both of our availability.
True. Yeah.
Do you want like a basic rundown of
please. Yeah.
Okay. So I was okay. I was seeing Siren Gray as my therapist for about a month. About a session a week. And was expressing issues with various interpersonal problems and rage issues.
Can you give me 3 minutes?
Yeah, I can give you 3 minutes.
All right. I'm just going to meditate about something real quick. It's going to help me focus. Okay. Okay, I'm good to go.
Okay. So I'm seeing Siren Gray. The psych report, you know, details. I'm struggling with brain damage, rage issues, She's fucking useless. Long story short, the psych report has a lot of shit in it that I personally would not say is true. She's batshit crazy. She deserved to die. I don't know if I killed her. I had a session with her, which is confirmed via texts from me saying when I was on the way in my subpoena. And then additionally, her husband...
Sorry. Did you choose her as your psych?
Pretty much the only option, yeah.
I got you. Were you forced to take psych?
No, I went voluntarily to a therapist.
How did it go from... 'cause you mentioned some things, and the reason I'm asking is in the event it's relevant for a defense. Did you feel that way about Siren, or did you ultimately later feel that she was psycho?
I felt she was psycho after finding out everything that's in this court case. Hi, Tessa.
Understood.
I'm running Nino Chavez through this case to see if he can help. It's, yeah. Yeah. I will ping you. You are always welcome. No, you don't need to kill Nino Chavez. Okay. Alright, thank you. So it's confirmed that I was in that session with her to the cops because of my text messages, and then her husband, she was telling that she was seeing me, and that she told him that she was going to be putting me on an involuntary hold that day of the session. So she was leaking my private medical information. Once again, my right to privacy was violated. That's how it started. The first violation of my right to privacy in this court case is that she was telling her husband not only that she was seeing me, but when and what was going on with my psychiatric treatment. That is verifiable because of a report with the cops after she was found dead. His statement confirms that he knew she was with me, and knew that she would be putting me on a hold. That's one. I go to this session. I tell her I'm doing pretty good. She tells me she is going to be putting me on an involuntary psychiatric hold because I expressed that I wanted to hurt the people who blew me up weeks prior, and because of the brain damage, I had been having trouble knowing when to eat or drink, and therefore was a danger to myself and others. I told her I would not be doing that. I was already staying in Sad Pal at night voluntarily. There was another individual there staying there, who I had invited to stay there, named Nico. And I told her I was going to leave. She followed me to the door. Nico walked out with a knife in his hand, and I blacked out. God's honest truth. You'll see it in the psych report if you ever have access to it. I got blown up. I have brain damage. I've been having gaps, unfortunately.
When you say blackout, do you mean blackout unconscious or blackout in terms of not recalling? Okay.
Yeah. Don't recall. I wake up covered in blood, driving a car, calling my girlfriend. I don't know what happened. I know Nico had a knife. I know now I had a knife on me. I didn't when I came to. The cops don't know about the whole me waking up covered in blood thing. They just got a 911 saying someone left the building covered in blood. No gender specified. Could have very easily been Nico as well. Nico's dead. I met up with him about a week later.
What
with,
the fuck?
My girlfriend Tessa and my OG Steve, and he tried to hold me up at knife point, and he told me that we had killed her. I didn't get to ask him more questions.
Steve held you up?
No, Steve did not hold me up. Nico holds me
Oh,
up. The
Nico
guy-
hold you up. Okay.
Yeah,
This
guy
is
we
the
were in
second
contact.
guy that was in there with you at the time of the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He holds me up. He says he's going to take me out of the city because of what we've done. I don't get to ask many follow-up questions because the three of us shoot him. He died. Kyle Pred chased us off before we could file a police report. They follow up with Tessa. She turns in her gun, tells tells them what happened. I later on do the same thing. So they have all the weapons involved with that, and charges were never pressed. We were never even brought in for questioning about it.
Wait, you told the cops this?
Yep. Yeah.
Is that
in
report
a-
in evidence?
In a recording in evidence where they don't Mirandize me, but include it anyway.
Which one is that?
That is... Hold on, let me find it. It's 44303, which is sealed. I don't know why this one's sealed. But there's
So
a 20-minute
44303 contains the incident of them finding the body and the later interaction with you, in which you and Tessa speak to the cops where this other guy died?
No, so this is the Siren Gray DOA includes this interview. The DOA for Nico, I don't think had much in it at all.
Well, Siren Gray DOA file is just an EMS report.
No, there's the EMS report and then there's the police report. And the police
Oh,
report
I don't see that.
It's sealed.
Oh, that's 43352?
It's 44303, which is sealed.
Wait, then which one's the one that contains the scene of Siren dying?
The scene of Siren dying is 44303, which includes the later conversation.
Oh, so they put everything in one report?
Kinda, yeah. It's a little messy, to be honest. It's really hard to move through.
That
I also wasn't
okay.
Mirandized for this conversation. She basically called me afterwards and was like, I forgot to Mirandize you. Would you waive your rights? And I
Who
said,
is
girl,
that?
fuck no. Maeve? She's a captain.
Oh, Maeve doesn't know anything about rights.
Yeah, so she asked me to waive my rights. I told her fuck no. She included the evidence anyway. So it's in here. And I want that thrown out. Because I was not read my rights in that interview. Don't remember what I fucking said, but nothing about this. The Nico shit, like, we fully fessed up to that, to be honest. We were like, he held me up with a knife. Like, I was defended. It is what it is. And then a cop chased us off. Literally the day the ODPD opened.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's just kind of a shit show. The only evidence they have is that they know I was in the session because of her husband knowing shit. Which, by the way, is not a violation of HIPAA in this city, or HIPAA in this city, because there's one random line in the HIPAA legislation that says word of mouth doesn't count. So I would have to, like, have access to their subpoenas and shit to be able to prove if they texted about it.
If who texted... If
Siren was texting my private information, or if she just told her husband via word of mouth.
Honestly... Yeah, but isn't Siren's subpoena in this? So you would know?
No.
Oh? Wait, it should be. I see it. Siren Gray DOA subpoena.
1 second.
Wait, they may not have given you the output.
No, they didn't give the output. They just included the asking for it. There's a lot of shit I haven't been given. To be honest.
This case cannot go to court. This is fucking brain dead. Yeah, look at
also,
44331.
They gave me an expanded subpoena, and they insisted to me that there was no more information included in the expanded subpoena, so they wouldn't send me the results for 2. And I literally...
What? They can't make that determination.
Yeah, so they just sent me results of one subpoena, and
Are
then
the
they were
cops
like,
just
oh, by
giving?
the way,
Are the
this
cops
includes
just
a
deciding
day-
these things?
They said, by the way, this includes a day prior to when we requested, so we're just ignoring it. But it's in there. So they just got like a day of my records that they didn't ask for, and they're just like, don't worry, we're not going to look at them now.
So that bit is understandable. That does happen from time to time. But just to be clear here, you do not have Siren's subpoena.
No. No, I just have the request for her subpoena.
This entire case is cooked. This is not filed properly. So there is no way that even you can defend yourself without having all the evidence. Example, if she was in communication with V. Gray, and she was giving him privileged information, the timeline alone of that text communication is absolutely important. So, for example, let's say that text message was sent at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the death was at 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That says something, right? At 4:30 p.m. Eastern, it says something. It allows me as a defense attorney or any other defense attorney or yourself to be able to, as an example, look at your own text records, look at your own financial records, and see whether you were even in the damn building. Like, do we even know right now? Can anyone even say you were in the building? You were in the building at some point. But who's to say that there isn't evidence that the police have that exonerate you, right? Those records by themselves, it sets a timeline. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Pretty much all they have is the knife with my fingerprints on it, but no blood. And then there's a trail of blood to the bathroom and a sink. This is all in the statement of charges.
Can you send me the main report? Wait, can you send it to me?
I don't have access to like exporting reports or anything. I'd have to like add you to the case.
Oh, they didn't. Wait, but didn't they send you stuff?
No, they haven't sent me anything off of the docket.
Oh, you mean even the stuff that Maeve said she was going to send you because you couldn't see it?
No, I haven't been sent that stuff, and I have like 48 hours for the case, basically.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm mind blown right now.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this one more time just to make sure I got this right. Give me a sec. Let me just. There is evidence A through I. How many of those documents do you have access to?
There's 2 documents I don't have access to, and that includes the one there's one added piece of evidence since this A through I. And I don't have access to that or the court center DOA, which is the Nico DOA.
Okay, but you have everything else?
Everything else, yeah.
And you can just click and see it?
Yes.
Do you have, and you do not have the phone subpoena, right?
No, I don't have the results of the subpoena for anyone except myself.
Is there been a subpoena for the... This whole thing is so fucking cooked.
Are you on good terms with Tessa Lamb?
I'm sorry?
Are you on good terms with Tessa Lamb?
Honestly, I don't even know if Tessa remembers.
Maybe,
maybe not.
Well, she's outside.
Okay.
If you're okay with her coming in.
I mean, if you're fine with it.
Yeah.
And no attorney is assisted?
No, I've had literally the only person who's helped me is Tessa.
How is Rue Minmi?
A psycho?
Oh, okay. Here's the thing, right? This needs some docket work, and I'm not going to be available to look over it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
if I put motions in, I'm not going to be able to... If I put motions in, I'm not going to be able to monitor it. So we need... There's just no attorneys. Are you comfortable putting in motions yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I like know what to put in. Every time I ask anybody in the city for an attorney, they say Bailey Harvey. He's like the only competent attorney. And he cannot take the case.
Okay. Okay. Take out like a little notebook or like a notepad or something. And so we're going to write some of this down. Obviously, this has to turn into like legal jargon. So what you're going to be asking for is you're going to file a motion to dismiss based on improper filing. Further, you will state that because of this improper filing, it has become impossible for you to even shop for an attorney, as some of the files, some of the evidence that has been entered onto the docket is not even accessible to you, let alone any attorneys that you wish to explain and bring on as your attorney, right? Then what I would like you to do is cite. So in other words, for example, report number blah, blah, blah has been added as evidence, but I still have not received it. Evidence number blah has been added, but I have not received it. As a consequence, of the attorneys I have spoken to, they are unable to even, formulate an argument or assess whether they have the time span to handle what appears to be a rather complicated court case. Next line. Upon further reviewing, it also appears as there is evidence missing from this docket filing. And then cite police report number 44305. Oh, sorry. No. Report number 44331. And note that there is phone records that have been requested or that has been subpoenaed. However, the output of this is not provided and thus is inherently a Rhodes violation. You can further write, while I could await the court case in which I would file a pretrial motion citing a roads violation. I am bringing this under y'all's advisement as it is a roads violation and can be could have been resolved, days ago. The reason we're putting this all under dismiss the entire thing and refile it is effectively what we're saying is fuck you, this entire docket is complete trash. Okay, next. And this is going to come with a supplementary question. We should issue a motion to produce Nico's phone records and state that, hey, has his phone records been maybe
so
we
they
don't.
supplied his phone records in the form of screenshots of his phone.
Nope. We need the output. Wait, they didn't even give you the damn output?
I haven't gotten an exported phone subpoena output other than my own when I was notified. And there's subpoenas for Nikolai and Siren.
Okay, this is like a fucking clown show. All right, so no offense.
No, it has been.
It's bad.
Okay.
I'm not offended.
Okay.
I feel as though my people have been put in charge of this case.
So if that is the case, oh my God. So then as the third line, now we're going to cite, and the way you're going to be writing this is hey, I've had to do all this, motion to dismiss, blah, 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 right? All the things we said. Actually, okay, let's hold on that thought for a second. Okay, so the third thing that is going to be said under this motion to dismiss is in report number blah, 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 because I don't know the numbers, right? You will find that Nico was subpoenaed and partial screen captures of his phone record were submitted. Once again, this appears to be a roads violation as law enforcement have access to the entirety of the records, which may contain exonerating information such as phone, times, dates, etc. That too, it just doesn't exist, and screenshots cannot suffice, as that allows law enforcement to selectively choose which evidence they wish to provide the defense and which they do not, which is unacceptable. You will then conclude this by stating, I have been forced to act as my own defense attorney, and these are the problems that I found myself. Had these issues not been, had this docket not been filed in such a haphazard and insufficient way, I may have been able to get an attorney, and they, with their expertise, I believe, would have found even more fault, right? So you're kind of saying hey, here's all the shit that's fucked up on the docket. And because of that, because of the limited information, I can't even find an attorney because they don't even know what the fuck it is that's going on this docket because it's missing information. I can't even give them the information because I myself don't even have it. And these are the problems that I found on my own. If I had a full-time lawyer, they might even find more stuff, right?
Okay.
So,
can I read this back to you?
yes.
Motion for dismissal based on improper filing. Because of this improper filing, it has become impossible for me to even shop for an attorney, as some of the evidence entered onto the docket is not accessible to me, let alone any attorneys that I wish to bring onto the case. For example, evidence number insert and evidence number insert have been added to evidence, but I have not received access to them. Siren's subpoena request is included, but I have not received the results. As a consequence, the attorneys I've spoken to have been unable to assess if they have time for such a complicated case. Upon further review, it also appears as if there is evidence missing from this docket filing. Police report number insert Siren Gray subpoena shows that phone records were requested, but the output was not provided, and thus inherently a Rhodes violation. While I could wait for the court case in which I would file a pre-trial motion citing a Rhodes violation, I'm bringing this under y'all's advisement, as this is a Rhodes violation and could have been resolved days ago. In report number insert, you will find that Nikolai Nix was subpoenaed, and partial screen captures of phone records were included in report number blah blah blah. But I have never received the output of this subpoena. This once again appears to be a Rhodes violation, as the prosecution has unfettered access to the entirety of the records. The prosecution cannot pick and choose what is available to the defense. I have been forced to attempt to build a case as my own defense attorney and have tried to deal with these issues myself. However, if the docket was not filed in such a haphazard and insufficient way, I would have been able to acquire a more competent attorney who may have been able to find even more fault on the part of the prosecution.
Beautiful. I think we should add one more sentence in there after, the noting, the lack of the phone subpoenas is underline that these subpoenas inherently contain timestamps, which I would be able to reference myself among my own records, to even, to possibly show my own innocence, right? Like, or actually, let's not even write it that way, is that these phone records and their raw output contain date and timestamps that are excruciatingly relevant to my innocence. And that bit doesn't even need to be necessarily true. You can't even make, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Except it is true, which is the worst part.
Okay. I moved the two paragraphs about the two separate Rhodes violations and two different subpoenas together, and then put these phone records in the raw output contain timestamps that are excruciatingly relevant to this case and my innocence, while I could await the court case, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, while you could wait, I'm not looking to waste the DOJ's time. I would even throw that in there, like, to, they might get some sympathy out of it. Like, you're not looking to waste their time, but this is just realistically what's going to happen.
I mean, I think if I'm going to say that, I should say, like, I don't want to waste y'all's time continuing to delay this court case because I cannot find representation, and believe that I would be able to find better representation with a refiling.
Yeah.
Of a more comprehensible docket.
Yes, 100%. That's perfect.
It is not my wish to waste the DOJ's time with continual ask for a rescheduling to find a lawyer, and believe my ability to produce an attorney would improve with a refiling in a more comprehensible docket.
I would say that you're not looking to waste the DOJ's time, in that you would end up having to file all these pretrial motions in advance of a court case, which you believe is going to result in a refiling anyways. You know what I mean? So,
Could you restate that?
yes. I'm not, I am not looking not to waste the DOJ's time. As noted above, these would be a series of pretrial motions that I believe would result in a refiling regardless, and in turn a major rescheduling. Yo, Tanaris, thank you for the 45 gifted subs.
And then I believe my ability to produce an attorney would improve with a refiling and more comprehensible docket.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I would file a your interrogation is on here unmirandized, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is included in the 44303 Mutiny Road stabbing siren gray DOA.
Okay. Very good. If that's the case, then let's hear what we got here. In the event this is not submitted, I would add, in the event that this motion is, we pray for the court to take this motion with utmost seriousness and a prompt reply, as I am being forced into what I believe to be a unjust position. In the event this motion is not accepted, I ask for there to be significant time ahead of the court hearing for a series of pretrial motions. I will in turn need to, request. And so the TLDR is, if they do not dismiss this and refile it, you're going to go in there and file a shitload of pretrial motions. Roads violation
motion
one.
Motion to produce, roads violation.
Yes.
Roads violation.
Motion to produce, roads violation. Motion to strike the what do you call it? The interrogation tape. Motion to strike for them to cite every line in their reports that are stemming from the interview, so that you can know what is tainted by fruit of the poisonous tree and what isn't. Am I making sense with that last one? I know I may have said that a little confusing.
Yes, yeah, no, anything they did as a result of that interrogation would need to be thrown out alongside the interrogation itself.
And then let's say, what you do is you file a civil lawsuit. Like, okay, let's say regardless of what happens, you file a civil lawsuit, claiming that you were forced into an interrogation room that you did not know was an interrogation. I haven't listened to the tape, so how the tape went is going to be really relevant. But I would argue that you were forced into a room to answer a bunch of questions that you didn't even realize was an interrogation, in what you believe is a way to coerce a bunch of answers out of you. Yo, Sab! What up, baby?
Should I also file if, like, the thing about, like, the unsealed evidence and people reading that?
Yes.
Okay.
As a separate one. Now, the reason I say separate is they could be scheduled. They're two very different, like, situations, right? One is your civil, because you're probably going to have different types of witnesses.
One's against the BCSO, and then one is against the DOJ.
Correct. Yep. I would actually give it against the DOJ, but also put law enforcement on there, because you should make the argument that it's not just the DOJ that was liable, it was also law enforcement that was liable, because it is their docket, and they should
also file a lawsuit against the hospital for Siren Gray telling her husband about my treatment.
Yes. Did she die the same day she texted him about that?
I don't know when she texted him about it. All I know is that he gave a statement to the police saying, Like, well, she was with Helen, so Helen killed her.
Then you're gonna
and she was going to tell Helen that she was going to put her on involuntary hold.
Then we
Because
need
he
a
knew.
motion to produce 30 days of his text records.
Of his or of Siren's?
Both. Because if you are in the argument
I need
is
a lawyer for all this.
No. I know. Look, you're writing it down because, like, as a worst case scenario, right? One is you can do it, right? And I'm going to try to help where I can. I'm just being realistic. I have a lot of work back in Washington, so I don't know what my availability is. But what I'm hoping this does is provide a blueprint for someone to help you, right?
Right.
Because as a worst case scenario, even if you don't have Bailey, there maybe we can find someone that can get at least as good for filing shit, right? And the reality too is filing is easy. The heavy lifting is going to be done by everybody else, right? Because like for these civil cases, you're going in there and you're like, yo, they did this shit to me. Why'd you do it? Right? And okay, this is going to be kind of dirty. I don't know if legally it can be done, but you have legitimate civil claims and you could quite literally be like, look, I'm willing to settle, fucking drop my criminal charges, and I'll settle for like $250,000.
What?
Well, I'm serious, right? Like like the argument is effectively like you went. So like, okay, so
I pay them $250,000?
no, they pay you.
They pay me $250,000?
You have a psychiatrist who's leaking information to her cop detective husband, right? You need his records because they're pertinent to the case. If she told him confidential information, how do we know who else he told that to, right? And who he told that to, first off, there's liability because if, for example, let's say Siren told him this like a week ago, he didn't report it, right? Like,
Well, what about the line in the HIPAA legislation that says word of mouth doesn't count?
Because that exists.
wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean word of
Look it
mouth? Hold on, let me HIPAA. But that doesn't.
HIPAA?
But
Yeah,
that
it's
is HIPAA. Like, how else did you learn about it?
This does not apply to the sharing of medical information through word of mouth.
Yeah, but this is a document. A text is a document. It's not word of mouth.
Well, we're assuming there's a text where she tells him these things. You don't know because you haven't seen the subpoena.
Wait, I am so. Then what the fuck is PIPA? PIPA? What?
Yeah, no, PIPA doesn't. Any doctor can run up to any person and tell them to their face anything about anyone in the entire state, according to this legislation. And it's not a PIPA violation and would just be an internal whatever issue. Would not be like a civil rights problem.
So I could, if I wanted to, wait. Citizens have what the fuck even is this then? Submission of a request, content, unique situation, psychiatric, emergency contact guidelines. Wait, but what's the violation if you do a PIPA violation?
Right to privacy?
Well, there you go. Actually, you could, even if it's not against PIPA, you could just make an argument that this is the reason I bring it up is violation aside, right? He's a law enforcement officer and she's giving him information that was critical to the argument that they're going to make in the case, right? Is that the argument that they're going to make is that you learned that you were going to be put on an involuntary hold, and as a consequence, you decide to slit her throat, right? So as such, another cop learning about this and who he spoke to and how evidence is gathered is very relevant to your case. For example, who's to say that he didn't text a bunch of shit to Maeve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or tell her a bunch of information that he did not have the right to know.
Mm-hmm.
And
so his statement on the Siren Gray DOA is, I spoke to her right before my interrogation. She talked about therapy today. She spoke about a possible hold. That person is Helen Highwater. Nothing unusual otherwise. I can only assume she was with Helen. Someone called her while we were in here, referring to the hospital, I believe. I checked and it was Helen calling about 10 minutes ago. Sarah tried calling Helen and she did not pick up. Follow up, Helen has keys to the Sad Pal building and she was staying there. So he knew all of that.
oh my God.
He's the only person that told them that I had keys to the Sad Pal building too. That's not in anyone else's.
Is that a government building?
Yes. Yeah, it would be.
You can, okay. This is very critical. What is the chance you actually killed her?
Literal 50-50.
Okay, fuck.
Why?
We need to get your phone subpoenas and figure out ourselves if you killed her, because
There's
I
about
don't.
a 20-minute gap that's like unaccounted for. Where I could
Okay.
have theoretically just walked in, told her I'm doing fine, told her, nah, you're not putting me on a hold, and just walked out and left.
The reason, because the reason why I'm thinking that it's important to figure out whether you did it or not is what I would do is I would completely separately get your financial and phone records pulled. You would then compare your activity with the timeline that's here, right? The reason I say that is you can possibly get key card times on that facility because it's a government facility. Does that make sense? Like, in other
Yeah.
words,
I mean, I don't think that would help.
Well, it could, because if you were found, look, I don't know if it exists for this building. I know it does for some buildings, but if it existed, you might have literally you could be shown to have gone before she died.
Or it could incriminate me.
That's exactly why figuring out
Also,
it's a shot at how do I put this?
this is a government building in the way that like PD has like a training warehouse for PRT. Like, it is a private building that the government has purchased to use for psych. It's a warehouse down at the fucking Hounds Block.
Yeah, it's possible it exists, but like you said, this could screw you if you were the one that did it. That's why it's like, got to figure out what the chances are before even making that kind of,
There's also a text from the other guy staying there, basically saying like, "Sorry, I did it to you."
Huh?
Yeah, it's in his DOA report.
But I'm so confused. Okay, look, can we go to the blood for a second?
And said, sorry, let me read you this. So this is the text from Nico, who was staying in Sad Pal, to Siren. It says, I had to protect Helly. You're not going to take her from me. No one will take her from me. I will be the one to save her. And then he held me up and had to be shot to keep from like stabbing me and taking me out of the city. Days after sending that text to the woman that died.
Then he did it. Well, okay, this is okay.
I think there's absolutely
wait a minute. Hold on.
Doubt.
Wait, read exactly what he texted.
I had to protect Helly. That's me. You're not going to take her from me. No one will take her from me. I will be the one to save her. And he texted her that 3 days before he died, which would have been like 4 days after Siren died.
He texted that 4 days after Siren
I don't know
murder?
when exactly because I don't have his subpoena results. I just have a screenshot of his phone from his DOA report.
But y'all killed him the same day, no? Or did you kill
No, we
him?
killed him a week later.
That's his final testimony then, no?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. Did you guys take his phone and text it?
No, this was sent days before he died. I hadn't even heard from him when he sent this text, as far as I know.
Okay, so his, like, quite literally his last words were, I did it.
Basically, I had to protect her. You're not going to take her from me.
There is no fucking case here. What are they doing?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm going to get fucked just because I
That's
can't get
what
a lawyer, bro.
Bro.
Sorry, I'm not to call
I'm
you bro.
sorry.
But...
No, I'm just.
Yeah, I'm completely confused why this is even on the docket. This is like has so many holes in it at face value. Okay.
It's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Well, I would okay, so I agree that there's circumstantial evidence, but circumstantial can still paint get you to beyond a reasonable doubt. The problem is that there is reasonable alternatives, like the guy saying I fucking did it. Right?
That's what I've been saying is that, like, I think, like, when I was gonna represent myself, which, God, I hope I don't have to, but if I do, like, I was just gonna go in and basically just be like, this is not beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, there's literally a million things that could have happened. And if you want to get real ridiculous with it, I'll sit here as long as I need to and list the literal billions of things that could have happened based on the evidence provided, because this is not beyond a reasonable doubt. And there's literally evidence pointing to another, like, any evidence they have on me, there's also evidence pointing to another guy.
The whole man.
And, like, they, I mean, he's dead. But, like, why at the very least aren't they, like, wouldn't the most they could hit me with be accomplice? Like, if they're saying, like, I was there or something? But, like,
There's
what
no
it looks
evidence,
like to
but
me,
there's no evidence that you were there.
No, what it looks like to me is that they know that I went in for a session. She threatened to put me on a hold. I left. This guy heard her say that, and then he walked out and fucking murked her because, no one will take her from me. And I wasn't there. That's what it looks like to me.
I mean, the scenario I would paint is you felt the vibes were off during it, so you decided to leave because the idea could have been brought up, like something that pissed him off. And you leave, next thing you know, he's murked, right? She's dead by this other guy. He clearly said that he fucking did it. Is there any evidence that Helen was even in the fucking building? Was she in there at some point? Sure. Was she there during the murder? They can't even pin you to that. And, is there any evidence that you didn't put, your anger didn't result in you, like, leaving your shit? Oh, you had the knife. Wait.
There's a
how
knife
did you
with
get
my DNA on it.
But that was on you or left at the building?
That was on the scene in the building I had been staying in.
Okay, I'm going to ask because I don't know the answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
If hypothetically there was blood on either of these knives, how long would that blood have lasted?
They would have known if there was blood on the knife attached to my name for sure.
Okay, but like, how long does blood stay on knives?
They sent it away for further forensic testing to confirm.
So they got like a really good analysis.
I don't know if they did that with the other knife, but they did that with the knife that had my DNA on it.
And it's clean?
And there was no blood on it.
Oh my God, I kind of want to like take this case just to shit on the cops. Like that's...
Please, Nina, please.
Is that in evidence? The lab results?
No.
Okay, well then they have to add that.
Uh-huh. No,
Let's add that to the list of motion to produce.
Yeah. Okay.
So just to get this clear, they did further analysis on the knife, and that is not in evidence?
Yes, they were both checked with the forensic lab for a more detailed check. And neither
Then you
of
need
those
to
checks
you
are-
need to know the results. This is actually fucking cooked. But we can, oh my God. I would start
Bro, you want to know what's crazy? They were going to make me go into the case last weekend with no lawyer and weren't going to reschedule for me. And even said if I didn't show up, they'd just try me in absentia or whatever.
Who did?
But then Maeve showed up, Crane, and then Maeve went on the docket and was like, oh, my second for the prosecution isn't available anymore, so I'm going to remove her. And he was like, oh, well, then let's reschedule. So it was okay for me to go in alone, but not okay for Maeve to go in alone.
Let's put the thing that, we just put together. Let's send that.
Okay.
And
motion to dismiss.
Yes. And then let's say, what do you call it? Let's say it doesn't get dismissed. Then Sunday is going to be pretrial central, where it's going to be like motion to produce this, motion to produce this, motion to produce this, motion to produce this. And then without this, this is a Rhodes violation. This case cannot go to trial. This isn't like, look, I'm not a pretrial guy. I think I hate that shit, but this is like critical information that is for no good reason missing.
Okay. I'll put in the motion for dismissal right now if you want.
Yeah. Let's send that.
I'm just gonna have to get the report numbers and stuff. It'll take me.
Yep.
Like 5 minutes.
All right. Easy. Chat, this case is so cooked. I'm so confused.
Okay, I'm sending it now. Oh fuck! I may have been supposed to put that in as a motion. Motion to dismiss. Yeah.
I would just resend it. Yeah.
Okay, I made a motion.
And okay, that's good. And then I'm sort of see. This is the problem. I don't know what how fucking court cases work. Like a fucking year later. Part of me is wondering if every single one of these things you start filing a motion to produce.
Like now?
Yeah. Because I'll
Or
think
do we
I'll
just wait to see how they respond and see if it gets refiled?
Because it's on Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna think out loud, right? So you know what I'm thinking. Given that this is Sunday, I don't know, because keep in mind, Crane probably doesn't know any of this shit, right? Because he probably hasn't looked at it. And because he hasn't looked at it, he may be like, hey, these motherfuckers are just like shitlord in the docket, right? Because why didn't they ask for all these things? Well, how would you, but he doesn't necessarily know what's in here and how fucked it is, right? So maybe it's best to highlight that by adding all the motions there now, such that worst case scenario on Sunday, each and every one of those motions is then explained, right? So Because there's that possibility that even though this is like improperly filed and complete shit, in the judge's mind, he might think this is simply resolvable in court until he hears verbally otherwise. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, at the very least, it has to be rescheduled. Like, I have 48 hours to review multiple subpoenas at this point.
1,000%.
So motion to produce the result of the Siren Gray and Nikolai Nix subpoenas.
Yes.
Um,
File those as separate motions too.
yes.
Siren Grays, V Grays. And the argument is going to be that given the fact that there was communication, that you believe that there is going to be further vital information in those text messages pertaining to, because it helps set a timeline of events, right? Necessary for you to build a defense. So, yeah. So both victims, V Grays,
There's the husband. He's not dead.
Yeah, but he's still got to produce. He's a law enforcement officer, right?
But he's because of the like accusation that there's like a rights violation.
Because the argument is, given the fact that the own report shows that V Gray, a detective, was in direct communication with the victim, in which information pertinent to the case was shared, we believe further information may have also been shared, as well as evidence, time stamp evidence that will be found on his phone records, right? Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Holy fuck, my brother! It's been a while. How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not too bad.
That's good, brother. That's good. I just was scrolling through Limitless, seeing your numbers. Figured I'd give you a call and say hello, brother. Hope life is going all right.
Yeah, things are going pretty well. You know, I came around for some this thing that Osvaldo did, and then I'm just doing a little bit of legal work. So,
all right. Well, hey, it's good to hear from you. I hope you have a good night, brother.
Likewise. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Okay. I don't know if they're gonna bite on the V-Gray stuff.
If they don't bite, they don't bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would have done a motion to produce the Siren Gray subpoena. Request of Siren Gray's this report number is a request for a subpoena of Siren Gray's records. I am requesting the results of that subpoena.
Yes.
Okay. Motion filed.
Beautiful. In its raw form, if you're still able to alter it.
I'm not, but I'll include that in the next one.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, if this gets rescheduled, what's the likelihood that I could add you as my lawyer to this?
It's very 50-50 given my responsibilities is sometimes I wake up and I've got 8 hours of work in front of me. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. my intention, I've been trying to figure out how much I can be around just in general. And so that's why I'm very hesitant to take on a case. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, for example, I need to leave here soon because I need to consult on multiple situations over the next couple days. Yeah.
If I were to like find another lawyer, could I add you both just so you have access to the evidence and could consult?
Yeah. Look, that is the best thing I can. That's what I can commit to right now is consulting. But for actual court date, not. And the second thing too is I have gotten people off quite literally everything from weapons. I haven't actually lost a case in 2 generations. And I'm very good at making cops rage quit courtrooms. However, I am good verbally when it comes to like fucking, all the fucking nerdy shit, like fucking, objection, this and that. Like that, I don't really know. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not that good with that.
Right. Okay.
So, let's see how this goes. I'm hoping it doesn't happen Sunday because Sunday is like I said, like 20-30% shot if I can make it. But if it was rescheduled, that makes it easier for me to kind of plan. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, because here's the thing, Nino. I could add you and Paul Hammerstein as my lawyers.
Oh, hell no.
You could consult.
I'd probably fucking end his life.
It's the only guy available, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's Rue, right? I don't know. You guys don't get along. Oh, there's Kiracha.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I haven't seen what?
I just called her. She's conflicted.
Fuck.
How's she conflicted?
I don't know. I asked and she didn't answer.
Okay, listen. If I'm not conflicted on things, she shouldn't be conflicted on things. You know what I mean? Because hypothetically, I may have already read half the shit. But so she'll be fine. Can I give her a call?
Yeah, give her a call.
Yeah.
I think myself and Kit would do very. Okay, she said a few minutes.
I mean,
having one other attorney that is good with just handling, like motions and shit, or handling the motions and the objections, I think would be ideal. I think this case is this. I don't see how you're going to come out guilty in this. Is there anything that you have not mentioned to me that makes you look really guilty?
I would say the thing that makes me look the most guilty is the text to Nico. I don't think they're a confession of guilt, but it is me being like, yo, like Siren dies and then I can't get in touch with him for a couple days and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like, where are you? Aren't you texting me back? And there's a lot of stuff of me like this, like they're gonna try to paint a narrative. There's a lot of stuff in here that like
is there anything that you
literally
said
puts my life in danger. I literally talk about like Hydra members in text messages to Nico and like being angry.
Yeah, but none of that. But is there anything in there that like makes you look guilty? Like, did you say anything to the other guy that talked about killing her or being happy she's dead?
I said, I need you to tell me what happened. Did you do something? Did I do something?
Oh, you did say, did I do something? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like days after she died and isn't necessarily pertaining to her dying.
Okay.
But that's probably the most incriminating piece of evidence. And then they have text messages of literally, it's deep. It goes deep. There's a lot.
Okay.
There's also text messages of him screaming about like, get her out of here. I don't like her. I need to talk to you. Referring to Siren. But the cops wouldn't know that either.
He told you get Siren out of there?
Yeah, he texted me like this was not the session that she was murdered after. This was like the session before. It would have been like a week before-ish. He like made me stop the session early because he was in the building listening, and he like got pissed and he wanted me to like kick her out.
Hey, Kit.
Hi, Nino. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm talking to Helen about her case.
Yeah.
Are you actually conflicted? Perfect. All right, let's do this. You and I.
What?
Not this Sunday. I'm telling her to get it refiled. The entire entire docket's a fucking mess.
Do you have the report? It's on the. Let me hold on.
No,
Let me
I
just
don't
look.
because the fucking docket filing is dog shit. Half the evidence isn't even.
Does Helen have the report?
Yes.
She
doesn't have all of them. Mm-hmm.
What's this about?
Murder.
Hold on. All right, fine.
All right, easy. Helen, she's filed a bunch of motions. I'll give you the high level. She cannot see 2 pieces of the 9 pieces of evidence. The court case is on Sunday. I've helped her put a motion in for dismissal. Effectively telling the prosecution they need to resubmit it. Why? They're missing lab results on the 2 knives, which is critical to the case. They have not submitted any of the raw subpoena results that there's evidence that they pulled the results from the victim, another individual that may be the killer. They've pulled the results, but they have not submitted it. Therefore, she doesn't have access to it. So the play right now is motion to dismiss. They can refile it properly because the entire court, this entire docket's a mess. And in absence of a refiling, Sunday is going to be motion to produce. Roads violation. We don't got enough time.
Yeah, that could work.
All right, easy. All right, awesome. All right, this will be exciting.
Are the issues with the docket like they didn't actually post the evidence, or they just didn't, or is like the docket just messed up and like not showing the
both
evidence?
So
Okay.
For example, there's 2 pieces of submitted evidence that Helen cannot even see, nor have they externally produced it and sent it to her. They also at one point publicly publicized her psych report. Separate to that, there's references in the report, and I'm hearing this from Helen. I can't even see the main report myself, where they reference lab results on 2 of the alleged murder weapons that were in there. One of
I should
hers.
motion to produce those.
Sorry, say again.
I should motion to produce those.
Oh, the lab results? Yeah.
Mhm.
So there was 2 knives. One that had Helen's DNA on it, like on the handle. One that had this other guy's DNA on the handle. No blood. But the thing is, both knives were submitted for deep analysis with results that came back negative. And that's not even on the docket, which inherently makes like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fucking thing that they're saying is a fucking murder weapon. Like
There's another one.
Yes. There's 2 knives. One with her DNA, one
Yeah.
with Helen's DNA, one with this other guy's DNA. And that other guy's DNA, or that other guy, apparently, in the report suggests that he was going to fucking offer. And then he dies.
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta, I guess, catch up with all of this, but also gonna be difficult because there's all the evidence isn't here. That's fine. Yeah, I think the refiling is probably the best bet.
Yeah. You're in the same place that I am. I tried to make sense of if I could even take on this case, and learned that, and it is mentioned in the motion that Helen just got done filing, I think like 15, 20 minutes ago, is that without this, she can't even get an attorney. You know what I mean? And so, because what's an attorney? How do you even assess as an attorney what this case is and what the time commitment is if things are missing? So, all right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around all this. Where are you guys? Like, do you guys, or maybe I should just meet with Helen separately
Yeah.
because you've gotten the TLDR, so I don't want to.
You can use this office if you want. I'm going to be, the fishing place?
Which fishing place?
The fishing in Grapeseed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Grapeseed. I'm at my office. I got a law office. up here.
Really? I got a law office
Yeah.
over here. You want to come over this way, or you want to come to you? Either way.
Either works. I can go to you
Yeah.
guys.
Come on over. All right.
Do you want to just ping me?
Yes. What's your ping number?
635.
All right. There you go.
All right, let me see.
Would
Okay, I'll
you
be there in a
be
minute.
opposed to us bringing V. Gray in and question him about his dead wife?
Are you talking to me?
As like a witness or
Yeah.
just for like the actual court case? Wait, this is V's wife?
Like,
Oh, poor guy.
can I eavesdrop on this phone call?
No.
All right.
No, I mean, like, I think,
All right.
it's a little rough
Yeah.
for him. Talking about your wife on the stand. What would the
For all we know, he
questions
could have
be?
killed her. You know what I mean?
think so?
I think we need to explore it on the stand. You know?
Can I eavesdrop?
Yeah. She's coming over right now.
All right, I'm here.
All right.
Is it the boat shop or?
Yeah, it's the boat shop. All right.
Wow. It's a nice building.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
Why I was like, that's a choice.
I think I need to do more with my law office.
All right.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Hold on. This is Kem. Fuck you, Kem.
So true.
Sorry.
I met you two the day I applied to be a cop. This is really weird.
Oh yeah, didn't you
With
come,
Tilly Winters.
That's right. You came to my
Mhm.
farm. I
Mm.
remember that.
Nino had just
Hey, I'm in a
become
meeting. I'll
mayor,
call you back.
and we did G6. And Flippy showed you a stolen PD firearm in front of me.
Showed it to me?
Yep,
Oh.
at the Little Soul gas station.
Holy
And I
shit.
said, "Oh my God, is that a stolen PD firearm?" And you said, "No, it's a paintball gun." And I believed you until I was a cop a month later, and then I was like, "Hey, this looks a lot like a paintball gun."
You probably saw a bunch of my other guns, too.
No. And then I saw Kit's farm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I used to cook things, or not cook things, grow things for moonshine.
Yep.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So I was telling Helen my schedule is very sporadic. So my commitment level is, I can say reasonably it is like consulting, putting a general argument together. If the case is not Sunday, it makes it a lot easier for me to attend it.
Wait, this Sunday?
Yeah, but it
Y-
shouldn't be because there's a
it-
shit ton of evidence I haven't gotten, and I'm self-representing right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Jesus fucking Christ.
yeah.
Like they wouldn't. I haven't been able to get a lawyer. No lawyer has been able to take the case. It's gotten to the point I've emailed people.
Okay, I'm just gonna enter in, if that's okay with you, and
Yeah.
start
Okay.
making a fuss on the docket.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's go.
You both are welcome to, and if Nino is unavailable, then and just wants to consult, that's fine. But I would like you both to be able to access the evidence.
All right. Easy. All right. Let's, fuck it. Let's do it. Maeve's one of the reasons I became mayor.
Really?
Yep. She illegally looked through Tilly's phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember that actually.
You know.
Oh,
that
wait. That's right. Kit, you know about this. That's your sister.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that court case where finally, like, all wrapped up, it was such a letdown. I think she got like $200K for that or something. It's nothing.
Holy. Kit, you're gonna keep in mind, I don't know shit about how these court cases go in the last year. So, do not hesitate to tell me I am missing something. Like, for example, do I need to say I'm entering in?
Yeah, you need a motion to enter.
On the right, you can add yourself. If you can't add yourself, I can add you.
What I do is I motion to enter and I wait for a judge. Who's the judge on this?
Alan Crane.
He's gonna love this. All right.
We could roll the dice on asking for another judge as well, because half of all the sealed evidence was left unsealed on the docket for hours, and people read it, including a very intimate psych report. And my girlfriend's stalker read that psych report and has called me about it. There's a lot of stuff that could have gotten me killed, to be honest, that was public on the docket.
Okay. I kind of want to wait until to see like the response to the motion for dismissal. Before or because I at the very least want to ask for like a motion for like continuance or delay. Because now that like Nino and I are both entering this, it's 2 days is a lot to sort of wrap my head around this. I mean it's doable, but it's just the fact that we don't have all the evidence is like, unless they put all that evidence on there by like I would say tomorrow, and I have Saturday to really like, if I had a whole day, you know, to like review everything, you know, work on the arguments, I think it'd be okay, but I would need Saturday.
Yeah.
So Helen, can you just give me like, can you walk me through what happened from your point of view for all this?
Sure. I need to give you a snow cone for like privilege.
Can you even see 44303?
Let me see. Did they
Oh,
put
I
any
see it
of
now.
this as like links in the comments? Like any of the
No.
evidence? No.
No, there's nothing like that on the docket.
44. Which one did you
Oh.
say? 44303.
They
4303.
They do have the subpoena links.
44303.
They do?
Yeah, it's in 44303.
I see 44305.
It looks like you gotta like exit out of the docket and then go back into it.
My docket's broken now. There's literally no evidence on it, so give me a second.
The evidence that I see is 44305, 44331, 44783, and 46132.
Oh,
So
I don't see a 44304.
44303?
No. Oh yeah, 44303. I can't see that.
try to. So I was able to see it when I clicked the docket and then I reopened the docket.
Yeah, I just did that.
That's
Where
so
is the
strange.
Subpoena?
If you look at 44303,
subpoena links. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
I see. Why are they in here?
that's a good question.
The Nico, like even the Nico subpoena is in here. Well, I already put in the motions to produce those.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Nino is added on here. So that may be
He
why
added
he can
himself?
see it and I can't.
Yeah, he just added himself,
Yeah,
which I believe you can do as well.
we can do that, right?
I don't
Surely.
it's probably fine. I usually wait and allow a judge to add me. I mean, I've been a lawyer again for like 5 days. So
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, like, I don't know, because I mean, on the old docket, you would just enter and you could just go fucking look at everything. You know, you wouldn't have to wait. So
I'm gonna ask Ava right now if she's around.
should I do anything to like remove the motion to produce since I'm stupid and can't read?
Hello.
Hey Ava, just because I'm
Hi.
not used to the new docket, I'm entering myself and
Mhm.
Kit are entering into Crim 79, people
Okay.
versus Eleanor Highwater.
Yeah.
Can we just add ourselves or do we have to wait for a judge to add us?
You can add yourselves on the docket, and if you want me to, I can go ahead and add you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So just just putting, she knows how. Kit knows how to do it, and
Okay.
then you just do, Chavez entering as whatever. You
Okay.
want to do presiding or co-counsel, whatever you want to put.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
oh,
Just send me a
I
text
can
if you,
maybe see more.
just send me a text just once you've done it, and then I'll go in after that and add you to the
Okay. I've added myself already.
to the top part. Okay.
Correct. And
So it's just entering on the
I
docket
just
part.
added
Yes.
myself.
okay.
Oh,
Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
there's more.
No
There's
worries.
so much more.
Enjoy
now.
it.
All right.
Yeah, there's a
Thank you.
lot.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we can just enter ourselves.
Oh, I see. Because what was it? 44303. Because it was
That's-
sealed.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of sealed evidence other than the hours it was publicly available.
And it's just sealed to the public, correct?
Mhm. Yes.
You guys want to know what's crazy about that one? Where there's like
Mm.
the 2 knives and they didn't do the forensic testing. You know, there's a whole other 3rd knife.
What?
Yeah.
Is that noted anywhere in this?
Probably on the Nico stuff.
It was on him when he died. He had a knife that he held Tessa, or he held me up
He's-
with, and then
And he
stabbed
stabbed
Tessa
me with it.
How many
But because
days
it had
after?
my
a week.
yeah, it was like a week after. But because it had my blood on it, they didn't want to even bother doing deeper testing on it, I guess.
Yeah, like see if it had any traces of Siren's blood on it.
Do you know who submitted it to the lab?
It's in a report created by Maeve. If you look at the 44303, that seems to be like the main report that they're using. So there's a bunch of stuff in here that's not necessarily related. That's where the interview is, where I wasn't Mirandized. And then they say immediately after that, they say due to the main evidence on scene being the 2 knives, they were both checked with the forensic labs for a more detailed check. The knife in the bedroom with Nix's fingerprints on it came back completely void of any traces of blood. The knife found next to Siren with Helen's fingerprints came back also clean of any blood on the blade, but very minimal blood splatter on the hilt, which Wolf believes, yeah, so it would have been Maeve. Wolf believes that either of these knives could have been cleaned in the bathroom as there was a running sink with traces of blood in the water. I texted Siren I was on the way at 12:36. She was found at Sad Pal roughly around 1 a.m. So there's about 24 minutes. In which, like, I would have theoretically been in a session with her and then left.
Where were you? Like, so you had a session with her? They thought you had a session with her, but
I
you
had a
weren't
session with
there?
her. I had a session with her. I went in. I said, like, I'm actually feeling pretty good. She said, I'm going to put you on an involuntary hold. I said, no, you're not. I walked to the door. She followed me. Nico walked out behind her with a knife in his hand. And I blacked out. Part of the reason I was in therapy is because I've been losing time. That's in the psych report. And that's and then I woke up not there and with blood on me. The cops don't know that part.
Did you have an interrogation or anything? Like, did
I
they
had an
question you about
interview with
this?
note where she didn't Mirandize me, where she asked me a few questions. To my memory, it's about a 20-minute interview. To my memory, I told her that, I came in, it was a short session, I left. We mostly talked about the Nico situation, which was a week later and was essentially self-defense because he held me up with a knife and tried to take me out of the city because of, like, what happened to Siren. And he insinuated that we both did it, but in a text that he sent to Siren, he basically says that he did it.
Nino, correct me if I'm wrong. I just feel like I can already see, like, a lot of doubt and holes in this. Like, even with this extensive amount of evidence, or that not evidence against Helen, but just they have a lot of information on these reports, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's 2 knives, there's somebody else involved with it. That person, wait, so did this Nico person, like, you said he attacked you, or how was he trying, what is he doing?
So a week after Siren died, Nico pinged me to one of my own properties that I had never showed him. And there was a note there that said to meet him in the court's maze. I went there with Stephen O'Connor and Tessa. And when I got to the center of the maze, he was hiding behind a hedge. He was, like, completely incoherent. He was basically feral. He was like, we have to get out of town. We have to go. Nobody's gonna, like, we have to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what's going on? Like, what happened? I need you to tell me what happened because I don't remember. And he said, we did something. We have to go. He wouldn't answer any other questions. He pulled out a knife and had me hands up, walked me out of the maze. We get out of the maze. Tessa and Steve start shooting him. He turns and stabs Tessa. I take out a gun. I shoot him. He goes down. We all 3 mag dump him. Kyle Pred rocks up and says, what the hell are you doing? I'm God, and chases us off. We leave. The cops call Tessa. Tessa tells the cops, like, he literally held up Helen with a knife, so we shot him and turned in the gun that was related to it. When I went in for this interview with Maeve where she didn't Mirandize me, I thought it was going to be more about that because I knew Tessa had already talked to the cops. She immediately jumped me with questions about Siren. I tried to turn it back to the Nico stuff with not a lot of success. And I told her the same thing Tessa told the cops, which is that he held us up with a knife. We shot him. Kyle Pred chased us off. That's the only reason we couldn't have reported it. We turned in the guns that were used for that. And I never heard anything else about it.
Can I clarify something?
Absolutely.
Okay. Helen said that we opened fire before anything happened on Nico, but I didn't open fire, and I was actually trying to hold him up before he started stabbing me.
Sure.
And he hit me a couple times before we were able to get him down. But I had no intention on like killing him at that point. I wanted to know what he knew.
Steve would have
We were trying to hold him up, and he just responded by trying to kill me.
As a part of any of the conversations surrounding Nico, was it mentioned why he was angry? Like the details that led up to it?
Like in the maze, no. In his text, there's like, I mean, he texts Siren like, nobody's gonna take Helen away from me. He texts like, he texts me he's angry, he wants her out of the room. Like he cut off one of my sessions to like say that. Like
the reason I bring that up is his act of aggression towards you two paint to like what you said, Kit. There's at face value this entire case has discombobulated information that doesn't even clearly show that it was Helen, right? But then you throw on like this guy named Nico, his knife is there. He's made these text messages. He's attacked Tessa and the other person that was allegedly in the room, Helen, right? Why the hell does anyone think it even is Helen? What's the evidence? That
everybody here's the thing. V Gray, Sayer, the other therapist, and Pixie have been telling the cops and everybody in the entire city that it's me the entire time. So I think they've just been dead set on me from the beginning. Because I've had multiple people like Finley Milton, like random gang members, people from New Babylon calling me to be like, hey, I heard you killed someone. And I'm like, who the hell told you that? And it's like, Pixie Tarantino told me that, or V Gray told me that.
That's fucking crazy.
And then all this evidence was like public on the docket. And the last piece of evidence is the psych report. It is a very long report. Sorry, it's not the last piece, but it's in there somewhere, wherever. And it's like very intimate. There's like a lot of stuff in there, some of which I would not necessarily say is true. It's 43352. This was publicly available on the docket for hours, and multiple people read it. And I'm honestly pissed about that.
It's understandable. I mean, I think when did this? Do you know when that was added into evidence? Because I was going to say you might be able to sue.
It was added in the initial case, and it was added as sealed evidence from the very beginning. That specific, everything else was added as sealed later. So I'm not as upset about it.
Were you expecting us to run into this? I come around and I fall into a fucking murder case. What is my life?
From the drop.
I'm just trying to think of like, because it was on March 26th then that was added, and it's now. Nino, would.
Additionally, the only reason that they know that I had access to SadPal is because V Gray told them, because Siren, as my therapist, was running her mouth to her husband, telling him like, oh, I'm treating Helen. I'm going to put her on an involuntary hold. She's staying in SadPal.
I 100% think we need even though, listen, there is that part of me that wants him to relive these memories on the stand. But and there is intention. I'm not just for psycho reasons.
Oh, it's okay. I thought you were a little fucked up, but
It did sound a little psychotic. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
I strategically would want him to break so that he is upset enough to say things, right? Because he's going to have to. And as a line of those questionings, I would ask him, did he ever speak to Siren about Helen? You know, and with the direction being, if what you're saying here is true, Helen, I have no reason to doubt it's not. Well, then, who is V. Gray telling this to? He's telling it to his coworkers. They're painting you out to be the killer without any evidence and simply based on emotion, seeing their colleague hurt. Right? Because
do you think it would be worthwhile to add Tessa as a witness too to that other situation to basically kind of discredit what's his name, Nico, or what's
I
Yeah,
definitely,
friend?
absolutely,
or not your friend, but the Nikolai. That's it.
both Tessa and Steve, who were both there and witnessed it, were willing to be witnesses if need be.
yeah. I think that's a great idea. I mean, even
they
the
both watched
others.
this guy,
Because
like,
basically
freak out.
my kind of thought is that we need to instill doubt that it wasn't Helen, it was this other guy. At the very least, if we can just create doubt that makes the judge question, the possibility that it could be someone else, it goes in our favor.
Absolutely agreed. And even with those other two, like Tess on the stand, the other two, Steve and the other guy that you mentioned, Helen, can be deposed, right? Because now all of a sudden you have someone. Because what's happening here is we're showing motive for Nico to not just be the killer based on the text messages, but also the motive for wanting to silence both of you.
Yeah, he's trying to hide it.
Yes.
And I think that we can probably go into that. This was a week, right? Between
Yeah.
those
Also,
two situations.
Nico had a key to Sad Pal on him when he died.
Ooh. Okay.
Which I will say, I gave to him a month before all this happened.
Oh.
Like, it sounds like, Helen, you blacked out. You didn't even know that any of this had happened. You didn't make any attempts to try to hide or conceal or do anything.
They don't even need to know I blacked out. I can just say I went to my session
they didn't
and
know
I left.
about that. Okay.
They don't know that I blacked out.
Yeah, I would say probably for the best not to put you on the stand then in that situation. If we want to keep that little part to ourselves. But yeah, definitely putting like Tessa up there and having kind of very specific questions. And then the only witness that they have is Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why they have him as a witness?
Well, he's my dad, first off, just in case that's relevant.
Joe Rosna?
Yeah. He's my third gay dad. Apparently he was, one of the responding officers.
Fucking V. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. Hey, so can you take a look at this piece of evidence right here?
He looked for the person described in the 911. He found
What do you
a female
see?
tow truck driver nearby and asked her, but she said she hadn't seen anyone. And he started writing like a search warrant. They did a voluntary
Can you
raid
describe the scene to me?
and found the other knife, which was registered to Nico.
Can we put it on the projector?
I'm guessing he's just there as like general, was on scene.
He may also act as the expert witness, possibly for like forensic stuff, I'm assuming. one
Did-
thing that stood out. Well, first, my clarifying question is in this photo that is, shit, where was it? Someone with siren on the ground with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Whose knife is that?
That's the one with my fingerprints on it.
Okay. And then where was the second knife found?
It was in a bedroom tucked on top of a cabinet, like hidden.
Hidden. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why? And this is going to work very well. Why is your knife on the ground? If you wanted to show off, regardless of what your state of mind was, why would you put your knife next to the body?
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't just going to say you did that shit.
Well, and if
The second knife,
theoretically what they're accusing me of is going into the bathroom, cleaning the knife, and then going and putting it next to the body and then leaving.
it's absolutely ridiculous because if you intended to conceal it, you would have completely concealed it. It is unreasonable to think otherwise. However, this second knife, you know, if it was tucked away somewhere, that was the one that was being hidden. Furthermore,
And also potentially washed.
yes,
And I
exactly.
think I think we can also it might be worth noting that, you know, this is a psych facility, right? Like
Mhm.
having weapons in the psych facility probably isn't standard practice or procedure, you know? It's not like they would just have that laying around in there.
Oh, there's another thing too. Her neck. She died from a single neck slit. Is that accurate?
I would have to find the autopsy report, whichever one that is.
I believe that's what I remember reading, but I can't see it right now. I do want to say also, I don't know if this is anything, but they were both checked with the forensic lab, blah blah blah. The knife found with my fingerprints on it came clean of any blood on the blade, minimal blood splatter on the hilt. If I was holding the hilt when she was stabbed, my hand would be covering it, but if it was on the ground when she got stabbed, if it was already there.
Are you guys able to see 44783?
No. So 44783 and 46132 are inaccessible. Should I file a rebuttal on the motions to produce for the subpoena records? Because I'm dumb and can't read.
Let him do the work, I think.
Which was the other one?
46132 and 44783.
Okay.
The 46132 is towards the bottom.
Yeah, I bet
It was
V is
something added
freaking
more
out.
recently. It's Ember Quinn's statement, which I have literally no idea what that is. But Tessa asked Ember about it, and Ember said she thinks it's because she went to the cops and said that Lily Night Sky did it, which was just, I think, just her being a clown. And they included it to avoid it being a roads violation. Like the current running theory, but we can't access it, so I don't know.
Why was 44383 struck?
That was the initial report that they included for something, but it was the wrong one, so they struck it and then resubmitted it.
Oh, okay.
There was something else we needed to motion to produce, and I can't remember what it was.
It was the lab results for each knife. It was the 2 documents that you can't access.
I put in the knife stuff. So the 2 documents that can't be accessed, file motions to produce for those.
V. Gray's phone subpoena because he was in contact with his wife, who's a psychiatrist, pertaining to what happened in there. And as such, his phone records, we not only need them for timestamp information, but also because it may contain further information relevant to the case. All right, they could have discussed it further.
Should I allow one of? Should that be one of you, or should I do those?
We can handle that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the DOA report, like the autopsy for her, but I can't find it.
I'm looking to. I'm wondering if it's one of the ones that we can't access, like the 44783. I honestly have half a mind just to call a cop.
44305? The EMS DOA?
Wait, which one is that?
44305. It's the very first piece of evidence listed. Cause of death, blood loss due to throat being slit.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Oh, but is there no autopsy? Oh, is this the
That
autopsy?
is the autopsy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is the autopsy.
There we go. Loss of death, throat being slit. There is only, you can't have two killers in this situation. The other guy did it. It's just as reasonable that the other guy did it as it is that Helen did it. Except the other guy has more more evidence stacked up against him. The aggression a week later, the hiding of the knife, we know he was there. We don't know if Helen was there, right? So there's just too much they can't prove this beyond a reasonable doubt.
In the evidence?
Yes. He was there for some period of time, given the fact that his DNA was on the knife and that it was tucked away. That puts him there for at least the last 6 hours, right, from the knife being placed. So,
But for all they know, I could have been in that building that night.
Very true.
Therein lies the argument.
There is no. Yeah. That very true.
I mean, realistically, we could have just been washing our knives, and a wild boar could have run in and killed her the moment we left.
I mean, I don't even know if there's any evidence that the knives were cleaned either, right?
There's a sink full of running water and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, someone could have washed their hands,
That's the argument they're gonna make, though, because that's what's in the.
Was there blood in the sink? It doesn't mention that. Oh, there is.
Believes that either of these knives could have been cleaned in the bathroom, as there was a running sink with traces of blood in the water. This is 44303. This is made even more clear by the trail of blood leading from the room where Siren was found to the bathroom.
Wait, did they not test the blood in the sink?
Thank you. That's what I asked.
Doesn't mention it in any of this that I can see. So I don't know. It doesn't look like it. They don't make any mention of it. But there's also a lot of stuff, and honestly, there's so much stuff shoved into Siren Gray's DOA, that I don't know. It's been a lot to get through. Because there's a bunch of stuff about Nico's thing in here, all the subpoenas are shoved in here, which is not where I was expecting to see them, which is why I didn't even catch it. There's that entire interview with me is shoved in here.
So, question: how do we know that Sergeant Gray was subpoenaed?
He wasn't. Wants him to.
Oh, he wants him to be subpoenaed.
Correct, because Siren spoke with V. Gray in regards to Helen having a session and what she was thinking about doing it, that there may have been further that it's reasonable that there was further communication surrounding that in text messages, and that those text messages provide what's the word I'm looking for, a timeline information.
Nino was saying if they don't refile the docket, to file 3 different civil lawsuits, including one against the hospital for Siren saying all the shit to Gravy.
Where does it say that Gray
So it's
Gray had
44303 again.
Yeah.
His statement taken by Maeve is, I spoke to her right before my interrogation. She talked about therapy today. She spoke about a possible
I see
hold.
it.
That person is Helen Highwater. I can only assume she was with Helen. Helen has keys to the Sad Pal building. She was staying there.
I'm just trying to. How big of a subpoena do we ask for? And I suppose we do motion to produce, V. Gray's phone records, and we could even narrow it down related to his wife. For how long do you think?
Sorry, I was just getting the subpoenas up. Say that one more time.
If we did like a motion to produce, or would it be a motion to compel evidence? No, probably a motion to produce. Actually compel. Because this would be something new. For V. Gray, for his phone records, I'm thinking that we could justify it by obviously this statement that him and his wife, by his own statement, spoke about her work, and we're looking to review correspondence between him and his wife for how many days?
Well, so we have him and his wife already from Sirens, but I think the interest is, did V share any further information about any personal feelings he may have had to other members of law enforcement? I'm starting to think that this is a stretch now that I'm thinking about it out loud, since we do have V
I don't
and
know
Sirens.
that it would help Helen. I mean, it just could show, like,
I mean, I think
misconduct.
it helps like a civil suit, but I don't know if it helps
I
like
was
the
gonna
case.
True.
I was gonna say I think it shows misconduct on his part if he's doing that, but I don't think that this helps necessarily her prove her innocence. That's kind of a separate situation.
Yeah.
I think it could be one of those things where you take it to a higher up in the PD and you say, hey, I think that there's misconduct here. You should probably look into this.
I mean, I do think it's why I think because she was a cop's wife is the only reason they're going so hard on me instead of like chalking it up to Nico based on the evidence. Or even trying to charge me with like accomplice. Is because, I mean, a cop's wife died. And he knew all this shit about me.
Was this up before or after Nikolai?
This went up after.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nico died on the 1 week mark from Siren dying, and this went up on like the 3.5 week mark.
Wait, this doesn't make any sense.
I think that we should call Maeve Wolf as a witness as well.
I already
Agreed.
called her as a witness.
We have so I'm looking at her subpoena. She texts B. Gray. So if you open up 44303, which is a Siren Gray DOA, that DOA report is at 1:03 a.m. on the 27th. According to B. Gray and Siren's back and forth text messages, Siren texts V 7 minutes before this DOA report, stating, "It's going. I'm ready to be done."
"7 minutes.
Huh?
Am I?
That's not even the time gap that the cops have. The cops timeline out a 20-minute gap.
Let me take a look. Maybe I'm reading these like backwards. Okay. I take it back. That it is V at 12:56. V 7 minutes says it's going. I'm ready to be done. So, here we go. Okay. So at 12:15 a.m., she texts, heading to SadPal to have this session. Wish me luck. And then, he says, I got you, believe in you. And then she goes, I love you, love you, love you. And then he goes, he responds back, I love you too. And at 12:38 a.m., she texts him, hope it's going well. So it actually, okay, so that's why I misunderstood. V was probably in the midst of something. So wait, she would have had to be texting during the session, or the session already ended. Helen, did she ever text during your sessions?
I don't recall.
Okay.
On occasion, she would check her phone.
Okay.
You'd have to call me to the stand to like confirm that, though.
Yeah, it's just very peculiar, right? Because it indicates earlier in these texts she's going to a session, which kind of lines up with when I presume yours would have been. But for her to be texting like in the midst of it for me seems a little odd, right? And I'm wondering if that can be seen as like an indicator that the session would have ended by that timestamp, right?
Well, 2 minutes prior, I said, be there soon, on my way. So sorry. The 4103 number is me.
412, I see. Okay.
So it's only like 2 minutes later, she said to him, hope it's going well.
I see. Okay.
Wait, what do you mean 2 minutes? This was those text messages were. Oh, I see. I was looking at you. You said on my way. You said on my way, and
she said, no worries, I'm just working on a report to me, and then texted Gravy a minute and a half later saying, hope it's going well. And then I showed up. We had our session. I left.
Who is 9463?
94.
It says checking in.
Someone named Owen Bradshaw.
Oh, that's another therapist. He became a cop.
Oh, that was my therapist.
Yeah. After Simon died, Owen became a cop. Sayer went nuts and like exploded his car in the SadPal building. And Pixie quit. So I kind of dismantled the psych department after kind of building it. So my bad.
I got to get to going. I'm a bit late. I'm going to try to be around tomorrow evening if possible. And
I'll be around tomorrow.
All right.
We can touch base about this.
Okay.
I'll be around.
Hell yeah. All right.
I'm very grateful for both of you.
Well,
I really thought I was gonna have to represent myself, and I was not. I did not have as good of a grip on things, to be honest. So,
I'm gonna hold off on motions until tomorrow to see what Crane says to everything, and then I'll chime in. I mean, Sunday's not the end of the world. We do need those reports. That would be very, very helpful. But obviously it'd be nice if we could maybe push this back a little bit, but also
I think the additional motions to produce might be good to put in now.
I thought the only motion to produce was Gray's subpoena, which I thought we were not going to do.
I think there was
So you
something
already
else.
did
The-
motion to produce those other.
The knife results.
Yeah.
Subpoenas, which we could try.
I think you should motion to produce lab results on the blood they found in the sink. And I know it doesn't exist, but that's the reason for it. Let them say it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Because then they're going to be like, oh, you're telling me that you're saying that it was her blood, but you never tested it? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
And maybe the knife that was on him when he died.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. right.
And that was in report 44303, correct?
44303 mentions the blood in the sink, and then the knife on Nico when he died would be the Nikolai Nix DOA.
Okay, 1 second. So I'm putting motion to produce lab results of blood found in sink mentioned in report 44303.
Yes. And then the 44782 includes like photos of a knife on Nico and like the results of it having Tessa's blood on it, but we're motioning to produce like any further forensic testing done on this knife similar to the other knives involved in the case.
Do you remember, was the motion
Sorry, go ahead.
Was the motion to add witness for Maeve, was that accepted?
He never addressed it. The
Okay.
judge just doesn't read anything I say on the docket, to be honest. He really has only catered to the prosecution. The other motion to produce is the two reports that are literally inaccessible even when you're on the case. 44783 and 46132. Make a motion to produce those specifically.
Okay, you didn't already motion to produce those? All right,
No.
I'll motion to produce those. Okay. Do you know off the top of your head which one is Nikolai's?
I got to
report?
get to going.
All right.
Guys, I'm going to leave this door open for you.
Nino.
Yep, absolutely. Keep in mind, I am unlikely to be available Sunday, but I will try to do my best as a worst
No worries.
case. All right.
I'm
Okay.
really hoping it's not going to happen Sunday. At this
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being
agreed.
We'll figure it
Hey.
out.
a sounding board regardless.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.